Hello there, Prakash. Okay, sorry for the slight delay. Just had a bit of a backlog of work and a few internet connection problems. Anyway, it's all sorted now. The graph illustrates the number of new and second-hand car sales by Home Valley Car Group in 7 different villages in 2013. Genius. Crystal clear, super fast. That is the way we write introductions. Well done, Prakash. 2013, the amount of new car sales in Meltham stood at 455, then increased to 611 for second-hand cars. Similarly, in Holmfirth, with an O, 544 new cars were sold in comparison to used cars at 650, which was the highest car sales amongst other villages. Very, very good. These trends were followed. Were the minimal sales? Seems like you've just noted the highest ones. So I would have said these trends, or these sales trends, were followed by Netherton, where 177 new cars and 233 used cars were sold. That would have been fine. Regarding Upperthorne, the amount of second-hand car sales outnumbers the sales of new cars by approximately 70. In Longley Farm, the amount of both new and used car sales was almost equal, at between 212 and 215. However, Slathway witnessed a large number of old car sales at 300, while only 232 new cars were sold over a period of 1 year. Wow, this is a massive improvement per cash. Well done. Overall, despite the amount of both types of car sales, overall, both types of car sales varies among villages. The number of second-hand car sales overtook the sales of new cars sales in all villages in 2013. Very good. That is wonderful. Genius, eh? Absolute genius. I love the use of these structures as well, in contrast and in comparison. Please, I don't think I teach those, so I'm going to add them to my course. Let me know as well, where did you find those, please? Fantastic work. Let's see. Pollution becoming worse, particularly what are the reasons and how can this be solved? So what are the reasons should be here, and how can it be solved should be here. Looks like you've got it. Well done. Starting to nail these, aren't you, Prakash, eh? Well done. Inevitably, the issues of environmental pollution in metropolitan cities have grown in importance since the negative consequences for humans have considerably risen around the world. Okay. All I did there was just eliminate a few words, just to try and go for a sentence that flowed a little bit easier and with less words as well. Okay. First paragraph. I really try to avoid saying paragraph, and because then we get into the mess of the first sentence of the first paragraph will tell you about the causes, then the second sentence, and it's not really the best way. Okay, so I would just say something like, this essay will focus on why the problem with pollution is worsening in large cities, and then propose a solution as to how the problem can be solved. Okay, not only are we using less words, but it just sounds more academic. Okay, because then we're not sort of like going through it saying this paragraph will do this and then this sentence will do this. It's kind of redundant. And also, I got rid of big, okay, as well. Like I've said before, there's so many other words we can use for big. We could have said in large metropolitan cities, or in major cities, So just be aware of using words like big, small, good, bad, do, be, and some, okay? These are horrible words that should never ever be used in an academic essay. Let's go. Undoubtedly, the issue of pollution is becoming worse, mainly in the megacities of the world. Okay, major sounds a little bit better, okay? Or major metropolitan centers of the world. The main reason behind this is that the extremely harmful gases such as carbon dioxide are emitted by a large number of vehicles and factories in industrialized areas. Full stop. Okay. Okay, because are you saying, look, the gases belongs to the reason. The main reason is the gases that are emitted by the are uncontrollable. Okay, so the main reason behind that is that, no, the main reason behind this is the extremely harmful gases such as carbon, which are emitted by the large number of vehicles and factories in industrialized areas. Full stop. Okay, these are increasingly becoming uncontrollable. Full stop. For example, recent environmental studies in Beijing showed that the amount of carbon in the atmosphere has increased considerably. No, it has increased by 35% or has increased considerably. One or the other, okay, over a period of 10 years. And because of these changes, the city not only faces a myriad of problems related to serious respiratory illnesses, but also experiences a significant economic downturn. Okay, I can't understand why the air pollution would cause an economic downturn. And what you said already was fantastic. So we didn't really need to add that on. And look at the length of the sentence already. Yeah? So we could have just deleted that last bit. And also be careful of long sentences, because as the sentence continues in length, it increases in complexity and the chances of making a mistake increase considerably. Okay, so just bear that in mind, Prakash. Despite pollution being a grave issue, one possible solution would be to reduce the number of factories and vehicles. This is due to the fact that by minimizing the amount of hazardous gas emissions, cities may have a good quality. Remember what I said? Good, bad, some, small, be, do. Okay, what could we say instead? Cities may experience improved air quality and thereby preventing people suffering from several illnesses. Good. For instance, in India, a study by statisticians or by national statisticians, and we don't need a capital S there, have found a study, so it would be has found that after after cars had been replaced by public transport, the consumption of fossil fuels decreased tremendously by same problem, decreased by 75%, which results in a substantial decrease in the frequency of casualties from respiratory diseases. Okay, we're kind of saying the same thing here. Could we have said it in a different way? Okay. As a consequence, it is obvious that if governments implement measures to increase public transport, serious issues or serious health issues occurring due to pollution will be solved. Full stop. Okay? Remember, go for clarity, Prakash. Okay, with your level, which is very high, I can totally understand why you want to stretch a little bit and show the examiner what you can do, but in some cases, especially the long sentences, we're really running a risk of tripping up. Okay, so please just we can't be making mistakes like this. All right, and nor do we want to be sort of like overdoing it. All right. So just bear that in mind. All right. To conclude, with careful planning to minimize the amount of toxic gases, the issue of pollution would be drastically reduced in cities and consequently the negative impacts on humans. Very good. All right. Remember the sentence about the future and also remember to do a word count. So Prakash, what I want you to do now is implement all the corrections that you've heard and then let's see, implement all the corrections you've heard, add them to your error list and then send me the 2 new essays. I think you've got the questions already. And also, Prakash, if you know anybody else who's struggling with the IELTS writing, please get them to get in contact with me. Tell them to tell me that you sent them, and then tell me, oh, Ben, I sent Sanjit, okay, or whatever. I sent Dave. And let me know so I can say thank you. All the best, and let's keep on writing. So there we go. That's your next one. And let's see, so it won't be that one, will it? It will be summarize the information by selecting the report. Whoops. So in my copy there's no graph there, so I'll just include it now. Okay, buddy?